Welcome back everyone to Mona's Take. I am your host monadrose and we are here to talk about everything reality TV. Today we're going to talk about the live eviction episode last night of Big Brother, as well as the overnight feeds, the pressure cooker competition. This is a spoiler alert. If you do not want to know who won HOH, pause, come back after Sunday night's show and watch that. People are acting on a whole nother level on that. I can't wait to see that karma train coming through. Choo-choo. Mood of the day. Really? You gotta give us more credit than that. Some people, buckle up, buttercup. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. There was a lot. It was a long competition, hence the reason that it is almost 6:30 at night. And I'm just now putting out this video, because I went to bed at 6 o'clock this morning and they were still going strong. So, the competition lasted for quite a while. So, like I said, if you don't want spoilers, back out, come back, watch on Sunday night. And I'll try to let you guys know, because I know there's some of you that want to support me, but you don't like the spoilers. So I'll try to let you know at the beginning of each video when you can come back and watch that specific video. So this one will be Sunday night. Alright, with that being said, let's get started. I have a few takeaways from last night's episode. I'm wondering why we only get one good episode a week. The eviction episode is usually the episode, it's gameplay, not a lot of corny shit. Stuff that we want to watch. We get it one day a week on Thursday night. It was a good show. There was a lot they hid from the live feeders that we didn't get to see. The fallout of Heisem being nominated and all of that. They did an okay job with that. And they actually did flip back and forth on whether they were going to vote him out or not. But they did it. They voted Heisem out. Now, I wasn't too surprised that that's the way that they were leaning last time we got to see anything. So, alright, so within about 20 minutes, real time, they had a unanimous vote planned for Heisem. Then they had a split vote planned for Heisem. They had a flip vote to keep him in the house. And then eventually voted him out. This house is so paranoid. And I'm going to tell you, just from watching last night, Izzy, Suri, and Felicia talking, they are pretty delusional. They think they know what's going on, and everything they think, just about all of it, is not true. However, I did get some insight into the whole Bowie and Cameron thing working together, because I thought Cameron and Bowie aren't working together. Well, this morning they showed their cards and they are working together. So I guess they may not be all that crazy, I guess. Alright, so the pressure cooker, let's get to the competition. When they finally brought the feeds back on, the cards that they picked when they got out either had something good or had something bad. It could be something for themselves, it could be something for the competition. Jared was actually the first one out. And then Suri. Now, Jared got the card that said release guests or welcome guests, something to that effect. And when he got that card, the tablecloth that you saw in the middle of the circle, it looked like a table in the middle of the circle. Well, that tablecloth got lifted, and it was actually a pit of snakes. They never did release them into the game. I think they were there as a scare tactic, but, I mean, they were caged. It wasn't like they were going anywhere. So then Sari got out, and Sari got a 6-pack. So she got a 6-pack of beer to enjoy while they were waiting on somebody else to drop. Because remember, they only went back into the house in sets of 3. So 3 people would have to get out, and then they would go in the house. And then 3 more people would get out, and then they would go in the house. So Sari and Jared enjoyed a 6-pack of beer while they were waiting on the 3rd person to fall. At this point, Cam looked very, very comfortable. Like, he didn't look like he was going, Cameron didn't look like he was going anywhere. It shows Miss Felicia in the house. They let her stay in the house during this competition. She's making food, cleaning up stuff, just making a lot of freaking racket. I had to go to just the one view because I couldn't concentrate or hear what was being said in the competition because of all the noise that she was making in the house. But she eventually settles down and she's watching it on the TV in the living room. And it's black and white only the whole time. At one point she says, well, this is a boring damn competition. Who the hell would want to watch this? And as Izzy pointed out later on in the night when she said the same thing, she said, well, you know, when they're going to show it on TV, this is going to be all sped up. It's not going to be the whole 14-hour competition or whatever. They're going to fast forward to the good points. And Felicia was like, well, I hope so. But then she's looking at the TV screen and she's like, damn, Mimi hasn't moved a bit. And Mimi looked solid forever. Like, she looked like she was so zoned out. Didn't look like she was going anywhere. And then the feeds cut again. Oh. Alright. And what they were doing were they cutting the feeds whenever somebody got out because they had to read the card. And they didn't want them reading the card on the live feed. So every time the live feeds cut, we knew somebody was out. So, almost 4 hours into the competition, and Sari and Jared are still the only ones out. And they're having to sit in that room, and it's cold. Mimi wore a sweatsuit, jacket, the whole 9 yards. Bowie was in tights and a midriff shirt showing her boobs and everything else off, and freezing her ass off the whole time because it was cold in there. Izzy had on shorts and a t-shirt. She's freezing her ass off. Who else? Blue had on one of those one shoulder where the shoulder was bare shirt, tank top thing. She's freezing her ass off. At one point when Sari got ready to go in the house, she asked production if she could give anybody her jacket. And of course they said no, but she was going to give it to Blue if they would have allowed it. And when production said no, Blue turned around and looked at Sari and said, yeah, hoes don't get clothes. And I'm thinking, okay. America was in very thin clothing as well, but at least she had some sort of jacket on over hers. It was a very thin jacket, but she still had something. Matt was in shorts and a tank. Red was in his overalls with a tank. Cameron was in shorts and a t-shirt. And of course Jag had on his chicken suit. Corey, I don't remember what Corey was wearing. I think he had on a jacket too as well though. But yeah, they had the temperatures way, way, way down in that room, and they were all freezing. The third person that fell out when the feed's cut was Izzy. She's pissed at herself. I could have done so much better. I'm just mad at myself. I could have been there all night. Da, 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 da. Typical Izzy fashion. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch that. But I don't remember what she got. I got everybody else's. For some reason, I didn't get hers. So, it's Jared, Felicia, Izzy, and Sari in the house. And Jared's telling Felicia and Sari and Izzy that he has a bad feeling that they're going to backdoor him this week. And Felicia is going hard about Corey. And Jared tells them that Corey won't go against them. Corey can be trusted. He's not going to go against Jared. Jared's got him. He's got Jared. Yada, yada, yada. Izzy and Sari are both saying they never come off the button. They never move their hand. They don't know why it just went off. Yada, yada, yada. Then the drama ensues. Sari jumps Jared's ass because he made this statement that Isom said something to him about not trusting Felicia, Izzy, and Sari ever. And Sari said, why are you just now telling me this? She's like, we almost flipped the house. We almost had him stay. We wouldn't have done that if you told us this information. You can't sit on this information. And he says, well, I can't remember everything. She said, I know you can't remember everything, but you have to tell us what's going on because we can't protect you if we don't know what's going on, and we can make bad decisions. And Felicia gets called to the diary room, and Sari just hammers at home with Jared because, of course, Izzy and her both know that they're related, and there's nobody else in the room. So she's going hard on Jared. He says, yes, ma'am, and storms off. And Sari said, I don't care if he's pissed off. He's got to know. He's got to do better. He's got to remember this shit. He's got to come to us immediately so that we don't make bad decisions. Oh, I did get Izzy, so I started writing it down at this point. So every time one of them was eliminated, they read a card. Like I said, it could be a card for them. It could be a card for the game. Whatever. So the first one said new friends, and that's when the snakes were revealed for Jared. The second one said six-pack. Sari and Jared got to share the six-pack while they waited, well, on the others to finish. It was still 4 hours into it before Izzy dropped. So they got to drink their beer. And Sari said, well, at least I'll be a little tipsy when I get to go inside and go to sleep. Izzy's was a concert. And this concert was the worst headbanging music I've ever heard in my life. With flashing strobe lights that just kept going on and on and on and on. And then it would stop. And then it would start back. And then it would stop. And then it would start back. It was horrible to the point that I had to mute it. It was just no words, just bashing, headbanging metal type thing. So that went on the rest of the night. Sari goes to talk to Jared to try to make things better with him because she knows he's upset with her because she just crawled his ass. And I mean, like, big time crawled his ass. Actually reminded me of me with my children, my grown adult children, because I don't play. If you're good, I'm going to tell you you're good. If you're being a dumbass and screwing up, I'm going to tell you you're being a dumbass and screwing up. So, it reminded me a lot of how I am. But Felicia is going on and on and on. And she said she's going to confront Bowie. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier with these grand thoughts that are going through their heads of what they think is going on in the game. That's actually not going on in the game. Felicia says that she's going to confront Bowie, and she's going to do it right in front of Red. And she's like, I'm going to want to know when it was that you told Red about the plan, even though it was your idea to keep Red out of the loop. We all know, well, y'all may not know because y'all may not have seen it on the regular show. pay that close attention to the regular show. But Cameron is the one that told Red everything. I told you guys that. He told Red everything. Then they told Corey everything. No, not Corey. Who'd they tell? They told Red. And then Red told Matt. That's what it was. But, yeah, so it's Red that Cameron told Red, not Bowie. But she's bound and determined Felicia is going to jump Bowie's ass. She's going to do it in front of Red. And she's going to confront her on lying and giving them up and all of this shit. So I'm hoping she calms down before she does that and makes an ass out of herself. Because it was not Bowie. It was Cameron. Cameron's doing a good job of keeping crap stirred up and nobody knows who's doing the talking. Like, pay attention. Alright. So, it is 7 hours into the competition. And I've seen a lot of Big Brother. That's hard. I don't think that I've ever seen this on Big Brother. But we are 7 hours into the competition. They're in the pressure cooker. Everybody's still in it except for Izzy, Jared, and Serene. And Matt's got to pee. What's going on? He's got to pee. He's got to pee. And he says next time they play that concert music, I'm going to pee. Because it goes dark in there. And they thought, and even talked about it, that if it was dark in there, that we couldn't see what was going on. So they were hiding it from the live feeders, what was going on when it was dark. They didn't realize they had infrared cameras in there and that we're seeing everything. But 7 hours in, Matt's got to pee. He's like, to hell with it. I'm doing this. He turns his back around. Now, y'all saw how the circle was. He's holding his button with his right arm. He turns his body around to face the wall. And he just starts whipping it out and peeing. Of course, everybody starts laughing and cutting up and freaking out, and the feeds go down, and they stay off for a little while. I'm sure they were thinking, what in the hell? Because, you know, they're in the backyard, but they're right outside the backyard. So it's still the grassy area that they have to walk through every day, or when they have any competitions or anything. You can hear the planes going overhead. So it's not like real grass and ground that you can pee on and it goes away eventually. Nope. They're going to have to wash that turf, or they have to replace that turf. Whatever. Mo better. Okay. So then that goes on. Alright, so Bowie is the 4th person out, and that's 10 hours into the competition. 10 hours into this competition, and they just lost their 4th person. I had went to bed. I had to come back and finish watching when I woke up at 3 o'clock this afternoon, hence just now getting the video to you guys. But, yeah. It was crazy. So, Bowie was the 4th out. And she got a pressure cooker. Like a literal pressure cooker. And he's like, what am I going to do? She's like, Miss Felicia would be thrilled with this, but what am I going to do with the pressure cooker? And so, the next person out was Matt. Matt released flies. And when I told you guys earlier that it was cold in where they had that built, it was cold. When they released the flies, they didn't even fly. They fell to the ground and they died. Didn't fly at all. So that wasn't very well thought out if it was something that was meant to irritate them. Red was the 6th one out. And he won a home theater system with a year's subscription to Paramount Plus. So far he's the biggest winner of everybody in the competition. Izzy, Jared, and Matt talk in the bathroom, and they say that they're comfortable with everybody that's left in the competition, except for Cameron. As long as Cameron doesn't win this competition, they should be a golden. Corey is the 7th person out. He gets to be a have-not. He has to pick 2 more people to be a have-not with him. The only difference in this week's have-not is they also are allowed to have PB&J sandwiches. So, he's a have-not. He's still got to pick 2 more. He asked Blue, he asked Jared. I don't know if Jared ever said yes or no one way or the other. He said, let me get some sleep first, I think is what he said. So I don't know who the other 2 have-nots are going to be yet. Blue was the 9th person out, and she got $1,000. And she's kind of pissy about it because she said, Red got a whole home entertainment system and a month subscription to Paramount, and I got a measly $1,000. So yeah, she was kind of salty about that. The 8th person out was Jag. He really got a card that said perfume. So it released perfume into the area, and they said that it was a cross between dog and cat urine. And that they kept releasing that into the room, so that was pretty bad. Corey tells Jared that they are okay if they're in the storage room and they're talking. And Corey's like, look, we're fine if Cameron gets HOH. He's like, well, dude, we saved his ass 2 weeks in a row. He's not coming after us. You've got to calm down. He's not coming after us. We're good. The 10th person out was Mimi. And she got something that said, enjoy dinner with 3 house guests. So I'm thinking either she gets to pick 2 more house guests to have dinner with, a special dinner that they're going to bring in, like out in the backyard or something like that, or it's going to be prior house guests, like from other seasons, maybe, that she gets to have a dinner with. So she was 3rd place. So that left America and Cameron, and they started talking deal. He said this went almost 14 hours. So they start talking deal, and from what I can gather, it sounds like, I didn't have the feeds on that one. I was concentrating on the other one, but it sounds like he told America that he would not nominate her and he would not backdoor her, that she would not be a nominee at all this week if she would drop and give it to him. He had a daughter he wanted to see, and he had a family, and and America's like, well, I do too. And push comes to shove, it sounds like they made a deal, and she's safe, and supposedly Matt was safe, and supposedly somebody else was safe, but he said, I only have to honor keeping her safe. So, I don't know exactly what deal was made. America got nothing because there was no cards left. So, the 2nd place got nothing. And then, Cameron is our new HOH. I have mixed feelings about this because I'm thinking, oh my God, anybody but him. But I'm thinking that he's not going to run or rock his boat this week because he has seen what happened to Riley. He's seen what happened to Heisem. So I'm thinking that he's probably going to want to keep it an easy week. He even tells Bowie, he said, look, I've had 2 weeks in a row where I've had hellacious weeks. I just want a nice, cool, calm week. So we'll see if that's what we get or not. Red immediately tells Cameron that Izzy's not too happy. And I knew this was going to happen. Red's going to start pushing for Izzy. And I hope they don't fall for it. But he says, Izzy's not happy about you winning HOH. And Cameron said, oh, do tell. And he said, yeah, she came up to me kind of snarky and said, well, your boy did it. And turned around and walked off. Said something. She's not happy you won HOH at all. And Cameron said, duly noted, I'll take that into advisement. Cameron tells him again, Red tells him a little bit later again. He starts bringing it up, starts talking again, how she's really pissy that Cameron won. And why is that if they're supposed to be on the team together? They're supposed to be in an alliance together. Why is she upset? So I think Red's going to push the Izzy thing this week. We'll see. This is a conversation between Cameron and Bowie that I didn't expect, because I really haven't seen them. I don't think I've seen them talking a lot and making any kind of little side alliances and all of that. I haven't seen that. So this was kind of surprising. But everybody had went to bed. Cameron said he was just staying up because it's already daylight and he can't sleep during the day. He had made him some coffee. He's up drinking his coffee, waiting on his HOH room. And Bowie comes in and sits down in the kitchen with him. And they start talking strategy. And Cameron tells Bowie that he was going to give it to Red. It's like, I know Red was upset that he didn't get it, and I was kind of just hanging in there. And Bowie's like, I know, I didn't care as long as it was you or Red, but I was hanging in to try to make sure that one of y'all got it. And see, everybody's been saying that Bowie's been working with Red and Cameron, but I hadn't seen it until today. So I guess I'm missing stuff. But they start talking about the plan. It sounds like it's going to be Jag and Blue. Cameron tells her that he did promise America that she wouldn't be a nominee this week. They start talking about veto. Cameron says, great, I got to play in the veto again now. It's like, this is going to be my 8th competition or whatever he said. And he's like, I don't want to play in the veto. And he's like, I don't want to win the veto. And Bowie said, you shouldn't have to. You don't have to win it. I mean, if we put Jag and Blue up and it doesn't matter which one of them go home, you don't need to win it. If one of them comes down, you put somebody up that's, Cameron said, you put somebody up that's likable, like me, next to them, like I've done for the last 2 weeks, and the other goes home. Easy peasy. And then they start talking about America again, and Cameron said, I just started, when Mimi went down, I just started making conversation with America, and I just told her, you really don't want to win HOH, because if you win HOH, you're playing in the middle, and you're going to have to shut your hands. Whereas I have a side, and I don't have to worry about that. I can do what I'm going to do, and it doesn't get any blood on your hands, and blah, 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 blah. So, it sounds like they had a pretty lengthy conversation before America gave up. And he says, you know, you have to show your cards too early. You don't want that. They finally, about, I guess, noon today, got Cameron's HOH room ready. Everybody was just, well, some people were still asleep. Some people were just getting up when they called him in to do it. And he's like, hey, can I just tell everybody to take their time getting up and getting around? It's not something we have to do right away. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. So that's pretty much what he did. You know, everybody, y'all get up, get around, do what you got to do. But when you're ready, we'll go up and see my HOH room. So they go up there, and when they finally all get together, and he reads his letter, and it's from his daughter. Very emotional. I kind of got emotional while he was reading it. Because you can tell that he loves his daughter to death. And so as soon as he gets done reading it, He's like, all right, now everybody get out. And then he's like, no, really, seriously, you guys don't have to hang around here. Get on with your day. Go start your day. Do what you need to do. You don't have to hang out here. And I thought, how fucking rude is that? But I forgot, Cameron's been in the military too. Red was too, but so has Cameron. And, so... Sorry, I just thought about somebody that's in the military that I know that looks just like Cameron. But anyway, like, go do what you gotta do, whatever. Well, then as soon as everybody left, and that, I think Red was the last one out the door, he just broke down. Cameron, I mean, full-fledged breakdown, bawling. And that went on for quite a while before they took the feeds off of him. So I think that he was overwhelmed with his daughter's letter. He didn't want everybody in the house to see him break down like that. And so he needed some time by himself. I get it. Very disciplined. And if you're in the military, you know anybody that's been in the military, usually they are pretty disciplined. And I say usually because it's not always the case. But so that's where we were at this evening whenever I quit filming. So I will go back to watching to see the conversations for the nominations and all that, to see if they actually do that. I'll make another video either tonight or in the morning on that. So tell me, guys, what you think so far. What do you think about the episode last night? Did you think there was a chance that Hassan was staying? And who do you think goes up this week? Who do you want to go up this week? Do you think that Cameron will rock the boat? I personally don't think so. I think that he'll take... if Cameron has shown one thing to me so far this season, is that he is going to take the easiest route to cover his own ass that he can find. The number one objective for Cameron is cover your ass. So I think that he's probably going to try to keep everything as calm as he can this week, which would mean putting up Jag or Blue. If one of them wins the veto and comes off, then he'll put up one of his own people as a pawn, and we'll see where it goes from there. Alright guys, y'all have a great night. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss anything I have coming up. If you want to know more about the surprise jewelry reveals that I do on TikTok, go over to TikTok under Mona, M-O-N-A''take, T-A-K-E. Give me a follow over there, and then go to my profile and hit the notification bell, and that'll notify you when I'm live. And you can come watch a show. Hang out, chit-chat. We'll talk about Big Brother. You don't have to buy anything. Just come hang out with me. I would love to have some of my friends in there. I'm pretty new to all this. So, y'all have a great night. And as always, much love.